everybody. Hello, Joel. Hello, Ashley. And family and friends. It's an honor to be speaking here in my virtual presence. It's an honor to be speaking on behalf of Joel. And I figured the best way to do that is just to talk about how I know Joel and how I appreciate Joel. So, I met him in my second year of university. I can't even remember exactly the class that it was, but it was either logic or it was a specific philosophy class. But at first, I can actively remember seeing this kid with this poofy haircut and who sat in front of me, 2 rows in logic class, and who constantly talked about philosophy and answered all the professor's questions. I remember thinking there for a brief moment, like, I don't like this, I don't like this nerd. But I'm happy to that I was shown that I was wrong. This nerd would eventually become a great friend of mine, and he would actively play a prominent role in me realizing some education goals, while being an amazing friend at the same time. And I don't remember exactly how we started our friendship off, but I'm pretty sure it was over some philosopher. But from there on out, Joel and I would spend our breaks together. We'd yammer on about this and that, whatever, and develop a true friendship. It truly was my favorite memory when I think about it. Truly is my favorite memory as I think about my undergraduate degree. And ever since then, our friendship has developed. Our lives have changed. Most importantly, Joel found his faith again, and ever since then, his life has made a turn for the better. I'm so proud of you, Joel, for what you've become. So, the things that I appreciate about Joel are mainly 3 things. The first is something that we've all experienced, I'm sure, is that he's an excellent teacher with an abundance of patience. I remember sitting at my condo with him, and I'm trying to teach him a video game with a keyboard and mouse, and he tells me that he's never ever played it, so he didn't have the coordination. And I was super frustrated because I thought that everyone had these basic skills. It was difficult for me to try to teach him. But at the same time, Joel was able to help me learn linguistics and grammar, something that I was horrible at and I had no idea either. But he was able to navigate my frustration with the ease of an experienced professional. So it's still a fond memory, and it makes me laugh. And because of that, I know for a fact he's going to provide his children with the first-rate education. And the kids are going to know how to read, they're going to know how to write, and they're going to know how to contradict you nonstop with all sorts of linguistical knowledge. That's a fact. Another thing about Joel is he's an amazing writer, he's an amazing drummer, and he's an amazing artist. He's poor at video games, except for one, which he seems to be the best at in the world, which is weird, but that's Joel for you. So the reason why I talk about Joel's reading or teaching abilities is because most, if not all, of the writing skills I developed stem from Joel. He sparked my interest in reading and writing, and he helped turn me into the writer that I am today. And I've tried to take those lessons and teach them to my fellow students. Just the other day, I taught a friend what a subject and predicate are, and I still remember that lesson that I got from Joel in my condo, as I learned what a subject predicate are, how to use a comma and whatnot. Now, granted, I wasn't as I wasn't as great as a teacher as he was, but I was still able to help, and it was just a funny instance. It happened last week, and it just reminded me at that time with Joel. Another thing is, like I said, he's an amazing drummer. In fact, Joel showed me what a skilled drummer looks like or sounds like. For the longest time, I thought a drummer was just a person that hit things. I still do, but I used to as well. And Joel showed me that a drummer not only hits things, but they can actually make music. And I was astonished. Like, it's impressive. Who'd have known? And last but not least, Joel's a great friend. I like to keep my group of friends small, And the friends that I do keep, I may not get to see all too often, but when I do, it's as if no time has passed at all. Joel is no exception to this. He's ever supporting, always happy to see me. He's a first-rate friend, and I'm excited to share in the happiness that this marriage will bring Ashley himself, and of course myself. Ashley, I've heard you're a really good baker, so I'm going to share in some of those baking skills. Can't wait. And for all the points that I've just listed, I believe Joel's going to make an excellent husband. Ashley, I'm sure as you already know, Joel's a bit of a perfectionist. I imagine him trying to actually become a perfect husband, and I smile. I don't know what such a mythological being looks like, but I'm sure Joel, as with most things he does, will figure out a way how to become the best at it. Now, with all that said, I can say with pride that because of Joel, I know more about writing than some law professors. I can say with ease that because of Joel, we have all learned something valuable. And I can say with certainty that because of Joel, Ashley will be happy. So with all that being said, I would like to propose a virtual toast to Joel and Ashley. To Joel and Ashley, may this blessed day continue on in the backdrop of your memories as a reminder for that love that you two feel for each other.